Hello, Gemini. I am Ulrich. I'm a Lenormand card reader, but today we will use a financial deck for your card reading. You see the three cards here in front of me we will be using. You can also see four objects here on the table, meaning we will do four card readings for the sign of Gemini for the month of October 2021. Now, from these four objects, you choose or you pick one that you think relates most to your personality, or you choose one you feel most comfortable with. This object of your choice, it should or it will relate the best to your current financial situation or the advice that you are receiving from the cards regarding that situation. Of course, you can watch all four videos related to the Gemini sign, and then you can decide which object or which reading is fitting you the best. The matches here represent the fire element, the stone represents the earth element, the aerosol sprayer represents the air element, and the shell represents the water element. So Gemini, here we go for your card reading for October 2021. Hello Gemini, and welcome to the shell or the water group for the card reading for October 2021. Before we start, I want to mention that since 27 September, Mercury is going retrograde up to 18 October. This is not a good time for signing contracts, agreements, anything you need to put your name under that officializes it. It's not a good thing to do. Also, you will see that your flights are canceled, your train is delayed, emails you need to receive are not showing up, packages that are delivered at your home are not coming on time, they are wrongly delivered, the containers is wrong. This is all happening because Mercury is running slower, and the mind of all people, our collective mind, is going a little bit slower. This is what causing the problem. Also, it's not a good idea, for instance, during that time for buying cell phones, laptops, or laundry machines. Why? These devices are connected to a contract, and the contract is connected to the warranty, and some problems might pop up there. If, however, for some reason you feel compelled, you feel obligated, you want to sign a contract, please double, triple check the fine print, because it's possible after you change your mind, you want to get out of the contract and you cannot anymore. And if you want out, you need to pay a big fine. So the best thing to do is during that period, try to avoid or don't sign any contracts at all. Anyway, going ahead with the card reading for Gemini for the water group, if I take a quick overlook here, is that probably in the past time you worked hard and you bought yourself some awards, and probably you need to recover. Maybe you overdone it a little bit and you need to compensate this, because the first card that we see here is the card of resilience. We know if we have bought certain things and it was a little bit too much, we need to compensate this, or we need to recover from this. Also, if it has been a little bit too much, we have learned an important lesson here. And maybe also you need to think about of the fact that many people who had a lot of wealth, they came into poverty because they always spend small amounts of money. So you're not the only one who is experiencing this difficult situation if you are experiencing some financial problems now. Anyway, these people learn from their behavior and they adjusted their behavior. So this is what this card asks from you also. Learn of your flaws, your weaknesses, and turn them into your advantages. Don't think it's a question of bad luck. It's just the way that we handle, or that you handle, money. And now with this situation, you need to learn to bounce back. By applying resilience, as this card says, when the storm is calmed, you will see the importance of this life lesson. The second card that we see here, it's probably that you buy the articles in discounted, and because this is the card of discount. And also this card tells us if we buy an item in discount, we need to be absolutely sure that the article is really discounted, because some merchants are very smart. They add to the price and then they give the discount, and eventually you pay more than the original price. So be aware from that, because those people sometimes are smart for doing business. So this is the first thing. And then, of course, the second question that pops up here, if we buy those things, do we really need it? Was this really part of the necessities? Was it really necessary to buy so many things or so much? This is what this card is about here, that we see here also. We need to be aware, even if we buy small gadgets, these small gadgets, if we buy several, this amounts up, this accumulates till a big amount. So this is what we need to be aware of also. This is what this card also tells us. But the most important that this card wants to tell us is, do you really need the things that you have bought? These luxury gadgets or these additional gadgets, do you really need those additional things? This is what this card is about. Probably you spend more money than you anticipated, because else this card would not be here. Then the second thing, probably some people in this group, they buy in bulk for getting discounts. And if we buy in bulk, of course, then we need to be sure, especially if it's related to food or articles that expire, we need to be sure that these articles in the end of the month are consumed. Maybe you catch yourself at the end of the month giving it away to your brothers, sisters, friends, or neighbors. And then this card asks you, was this really economizing? This card don't tell you that you cannot be generous. This card tells you your purpose was to buy in discount, but this was not the purpose here that was reached. This card tells you, if you buy in bulk, try to consume what you buy in bulk instead of giving it away. And it doesn't mean you cannot give gifts, but this card just wants you to make aware about those things. Also, here we are encouraged to ignore discounts and liquidation and let your wallet improve. And this card, the last one, is related to that. It wants us to learn, compensate ourselves because we work hard. It wants us that we learn to compensate ourselves with things that cost very few. First, you need to find out what makes yourself tick. And if you know what you like, for instance, maybe you like to read, maybe you like to listen to music. Instead of buying music, buying books, maybe you can go to the library and you can rent a book, you can get a CD there. Some people are rewarded by taking a walk, by jogging. This card wants to ask you if you are not able to do things that cost very few money and that also satisfy you. A simple thing to satisfy yourself, for instance, if it's very hot outside, we take a walk, we come back home and we drink a glass of iced tea with some ice cube. It can be really a relief. Or if it's very cold outside, we drink a glass of warm milk with honey. It's a simple reward, but it don't cost much. This is what this card is about. It tries to ask you to compensate yourself with things that cost very few. If you do so, you will financially for first improve, and your overall situation will improve. That is what this laying is all about. So Gemini, this is all for the month of October. I hope you get a little bit wiser with this card reading, what the cards are trying to tell you here. If you did, please subscribe to my channel. Thank you for doing so. Please check out also the traditional Lenormand card readings that we have every month for the sign of Gemini. Thank you for watching those also. And we see each other in the other videos. If this video don't fit you at all, please check out the other videos that are connected here also. See you next time. Bye-bye for now. Hello, Gemini, and welcome to the Aerosol or the Air Group for the month of October 2021. Before we start, I want to mention that since 27 September, Mercury is running retrograde up to 18 October. This is not a good time for signing contracts, agreements, anything you need to put your name under. It's not a good thing to do. Also, you will see that your bus is delayed, your flights are canceled, packages that need to be delivered at your home are wrongly delivered, or the containers is wrong of the package. You need to receive emails, the emails don't show up. These are all things that are happening during Mercury retrograde very frequently. It is because our mind, the collective mind, the mind of all people is working a little bit slower. This is the cause of the problem. Also, during that period, it's not a good idea, for instance, for buying cell phones, laptops, laundry machines. Why? These devices are connected to a contract, and the contract is connected to a warranty, and it's possible some problems pop up there. So the general idea here is that we don't sign any contracts at all during that period. If, however, for some reason we feel compelled, we have no choice, we want to sign a contract, please double, triple check the fine print in the contract, because it's possible afterwards you change your mind, you want to get out of the contract, you cannot anymore, or if you want out, you need to pay a big fine. So it's best to stay away from contracts during that period. Now, coming back to the card reading for the air group for Gemini, if I take a quick overview here, I think you have some loved ones that you spend some money on, you probably spoil them, and you overconsumed a little bit with this situation. And that's why this first card is here. This is the card of resilience. If we spend too much, we gave gifts on to loved ones here that we see here. Probably it costed you more money than you anticipated, and probably you learned important lesson of that, because now we need to fall back on our feet, or we need to balance the situation out. Here, this card asks you, you learn something and you spend too much. It doesn't mean that you cannot spoil your loved ones, but maybe next time we need to balance ourselves a little bit more and look out that we don't spend so much. Here, this card tells you also probably you learned an important lesson from this, and you will learn from this experience, and maybe you take a lesson out of this experience and you avoid to do the same in the future. Anyway, this card tells you now you need to bounce back from your situation, and you need to be resilient. The next card here that we see here is the card of our lovers or loved ones or people around us that we like. And we probably spend some money for those people, which of course we can. But the question is, do we need to spend so much? Of course, you can take them out to dinner, you can buy them gifts. But if you calculate all these amounts, it costs you a lot of money. So rather than shopping around in malls for buying presents for the loved ones, or you take them always to dinner, the most important and most expensive gift that we have in our current society is time. So instead of shopping and finding expensive gifts, maybe you should, this card says here, try to spend time with the people you love and you like. This will be a highly appreciated gift, and it's the most quality reward you can offer them. So this card tells us also that by doing so, the best of our memories that we have with loved ones, with children, with people around us are from things that don't cost money. Funny stories that happen in our life, a laugh together. This is what it's all about. And it's not about the gift. These people will not love you any less because you don't buy them gifts. So this is what this card is about. Spend time with your loved ones, because that is where the real money is. The last card here, it means that this is the card of overconsumption. So it means that we have two times confirmation here. We live in the world of overconsumption, and this is what this card tells us. A lot of us don't know the difference anymore between essential needs and luxurious goods. Our society has changed, and our basic needs now include a cell phone, a smartphone, a laptop. So the basics have changed. Also traveling, a lot of us travel. So our society has evolved and the essentials have been changed and replaced. So this card tells you to evaluate your real needs, to see what you really need and what is luxurious. This card is the card of overconsumption, and it tells you, ask yourself, now, because you buy all these luxurious or these gadgets or these gifts, Do you think that you or your loved ones are more happy than your ancestors? This card tells you you should doubt this. Hyperconsumption or consuming too much, it's like a drug. It never stops and it leads nowhere. And as we said earlier, what is the most expensive gift? It's here in the middle, it's the heart. So here, this card asks you to determine where you are, estimate what is your non-essential expenses and what are your real expenses. So just move on in life without all these superficial things that you don't need. Learn to live according to your needs. Your wallet and you yourself will be better off. You will have more peace of mind and your wallet will grow substantially. So Gemini, for the air group, this is all for this month. I hope you enjoyed this card reading. If you did and you get a little bit wiser out of it, please subscribe to my channel. Thank you for doing so. Please check out also the traditional Lenormand card videos that are on my channel. Thank you for spending time on my channel. If this video don't fit you at all, please check out the other readings that are connected here, also for the sign of Gemini. See you next time. Bye-bye for now. Hello, Gemini, and welcome to the Stone or the Earth group for your card reading for October 2021. Before we start, I want to mention that since 27 September, Mercury is running retrograde up to 18 October. This is not a good time for signing contracts, agreements, anything you need to put your name under that officializes it. It's not a good thing to do. Also, you will see during that period, often your train is late, your flights are canceled, packages that need to be delivered at your home are delivered wrongly, or the containers is wrong, your emails are not arriving on time. These are all things that are happening during Mercury retrograde. It's because our mind, the collective mind, the mind of all people is going a little bit slower during that time. Also, it's not a good idea, for instance, for buying laptops, cell phones, laundry machines, because these devices, they are connected to a contract, and the contract is connected to the warranty, and sometimes problems pop up there. So the general idea here is that we don't sign contracts at all during that period. If, however, for some reason you are obligated, you feel compelled, you have no choice, whatever the reason may be, please double, triple check the fine print, because it's possible after you change your mind, you want to get out of the contract, you cannot anymore. If you want to get out, you need to pay a big fine, and the circle is starting. So it's best during that time not to sign any contracts at all. Anyway, coming back here now for the card reading for the Stone group of Gemini. If I have a quick overlook here, it's possible that we spend a little bit too much on discounted articles. We have been a little bit too encouraged to spend money here. And now it's time here that we are careful with our money, and especially we get the focus here that we need to eat well or spend more money or good money on healthy foods. But we will go in the details now. The first card that we see here is the card of the discounts. If we buy a discounted article, we first need to be sure that this article is really discounted. That's the first thing, because some merchants are very smart. They add to the price and then you give you the discount, and eventually you pay more than the initial price. So that's the first thing to do. And the second question here with this card, that this card asks you, if you buy certain gadgets or certain articles that are discounted, did you really need those articles? Was it really a necessity, and could you not have done without them? This is what this card is about. It might have been small, ridiculous amounts, or you buy several things for ridiculous amount. But if we accumulate or we calculate this all together, it comes to a very serious amount at the end of the month. Here, this is what this card is about. So don't be overwhelmed, don't be bewitched by sales, keep yourself cool. This card says, and ignore discounts. By doing so, you will save a lot of money, because now probably you spend more money than you anticipated, and was it really necessary? So try to avoid this. And also, this is the card about bulk buying. If you are a person who buys in bulk, which is wise, that's great. But the question is, if you buy, for instance, food in bulk, and then you catch yourself at the end of the month, you give everything away to sisters, brothers, and neighbors and friends. Did you really save money? This is not the saying here that you cannot give things away or presents to people. The card says, if that is the case, your initial idea for buying in discount, it's not reached. So you bought, but you did not consume it for yourself. So this card asks you if that is really a discounted gesture that you did there, or was it not so wise to do this? So this card tells you not to buy in bulk if you cannot consume it by the end of the month. This card tells you to be wise with your money. And we come then connected to the next card. This card tells us that every gesture counts, what we do. If your bank account is a little bit hurt for the moment because you bought a lot of things, you need to observe your bank account here. Here, this card also tells us that small payments have consequences. The problem is here with that this card tells us is that we don't have longer actual contact with paper money. So it means we always use our cards for payment and we don't touch money anymore. Meaning we take the money out of our wallet, we pay to the cashier. If we do this, taking the money out of our wallet, it causes a psychological pain. Why? We see the money in our wallet and we see it disappearing. So we are actually calculating in our head. But if we do this with a bank card, nothing happens. The plastic pays and we are not paying attention. Sometimes even we don't check the receipt. So this is what this card is about. We need to try to improve our finances, and we need to realize that every bit counts. Some people lost a lot of money with spending small amounts of money. So this card asks you to get yourself in hand and stop spending things that you don't need. These small amounts are important and they accumulate up to large amounts. If you don't spend, you will see that your bank account will substantially grow. This is what this card, it's by small decisions and we say, no, I don't buy, you will financially grow. So start controlling, this card says. The last card is probably that we take a lot of takeouts. That's the first thing here, what that we have with this card. But it's not only about the takeouts. The takeouts, if we make the calculation of what we spend monthly on takeout, you're probably surprised, and you should probably take all your additions, put them together and calculate, and you probably will be surprised what you spend on takeout food. This card tells you to try to break that pattern. It asks you to eat healthy, go to the store, buy vegetables, buy fresh foods, start to cook yourself, and you will see that you feel healthier, not only physically, but also financially. Because if you cook self, it costs you less money. And also you will learn to appreciate the culinary arts again. Maybe you always say, no, I don't cook, we just take out or we go out. But this card tells you to reflect over that situation and start cooking yourself. This is what this card is about. That we eat healthy, that we spend our money in a healthy way. And also you will not have the hefty bills always from the takeouts or the restaurants here that we are using. So break the chain, this card tells you, take care of yourself financially and try to eat healthy and cook yourself. So Gemini, for the Stone Group, this is all for this month. I hope you get a little bit wiser of this card reading. If you did, please subscribe to my channel. Thank you for doing so. Please check out also the traditional Lenormand reading that we have every month for the sign of Gemini. Thank you for watching those also. And we see each other in my other videos. If this video don't fit you at all, please check out the other videos also related to the Gemini sign. See you next time. Bye-bye for now. Hello, Gemini, and welcome to the Fire or the Matches group for your financial card reading for October 2021. Before we start, I want to mention that since 27 September, Mercury is running retrograde up to 18 October. This is not a good idea for buying, for signing contracts, making agreements, anything you need to put your name under that officializes it it's not a good thing to do. Also, it's not a good time, for instance, for buying cell phones, laptops, laundry machines. Why? These devices are connected to a contract, and the contract is connected to the warranty, and sometimes problems pop up there. Anyway, the general idea here is that we don't sign any contracts at all during that time period. You will also see that your bus is late, your train is delayed, your flight is canceled, packages that need to be delivered at your home don't show up. They are delivered at the wrong address. If they show up, the containers of the package is wrong. These are all things that are happening during Mercury retrograde, and very often. This happens because the mind of all people is running a little bit slower. This is what is causing these difficulties, these delays, and these misunderstandings. So the best thing to do here during that period is not to sign any contracts at all. If, however, for some reason you are obligated, you feel compelled, you have no choice, or you want to sign a contract, please double, triple check the fine print, because it's possible after you want to get out of the contract, you cannot anymore. If you want to get out, you need to pay a big fine. And there we start, the circle starts turning around, and we cannot get out anymore. So it's best to avoid those situations. Anyway, coming back to the card reading, the first card here that we see is the card of our daily needs. If I see the general reading here, first I want to mention that this is about, we need to be careful with our money and not to be too youthful. We need to think wisely before we spend our money, and we need to think for later, but we go in the details now. Here, the first card is the card of our needs, our daily needs, or everything we really need, the essential things that we need. Everybody of us, we have a unique perspective on money. We spend money in a different way. So the same goes for what we really spend and what we really need. So here we need to make a distinguishment, what is really necessary and what is optional. So this card asks you to analyze your condition. You need to distinguish what you are obligated to buy and what you are desiring to buy. Here this card asks you to make a fair and precise analysis of your personal situation. And maybe you see there is a difference between what you really need and what you think was necessary. So maybe there were some things that you bought in the last weeks that you could have done without. And if you eliminate these incidental purchases, you will be able to quickly save some money, because this is the savings card. So you will be able, so probably here the cards encourage you to save money. You are encouraged here to save money. So try to avoid unnecessary luxury purchases. Of course, they have their place in your budget, but here this card tells us if we have sufficient money for it, we can do these things, we can buy these luxurious purchases, but it's better to calculate them in our budget. So it wants to make you more conscious the way you buy, and to make clear decisions about these purchases. If you do so, if you put them in a planning, you will improve. If you don't buy certain things and you decide that they were not really necessary, you come in the next stage, and then you will be able to save automatic. This card urges you, or it wants to encourage you for going into an automatic savings plan. What is that? Well, you go to your laptop and you see in the bank, and you will see that there is a possibility for automatically transferring money from your basic account to your savings account. And it's done on a certain date, once a month or once a week, as you desire or as you want. And this amount is transferred from your business account or from your working account into your savings account. This card wants to stimulate you to do so, so you can save amounts for your future to come. So set up such an automatic savings account, this card tells you, and you will improve and also by regularly adjusting these amounts, you will accumulate serious amounts of money. With this money, you can do something that you maybe already longed for a long time, or something that you wished for a long time. Excuse me. and you will begin the virtuous circle for your financial stability. And the last card here is actually that we cannot be too youthful with our money. What does that mean? Well, you know the diction, girls just want to have fun and boys will be boys, and afterwards we are a little bit confused because we spend so much money because we had certain financial outbursts, and this card tells us not to do so. And regardless of what age that we are, young or old, we need to be mature with our money, or we need to see that we act mature with our money. We need to become aware. And this is accentuated here with this card. Normally, as we grow older, we spend money in a different way. It's part of the circle of life. But of course, it's different for everybody. Some people are very young and they gain easy control over their money. They are very strict. Other people are older and they have no idea how to save money. So this card tells you to control your money, try to make important savings for yourself, buy things that you need so you can improve yourself. And if you have financial outbursts, so you sometimes spend too much, try to control these outbursts so you can financially improve yourself. This card tells you also to enjoy life, but it doesn't mean because you enjoy life, we can do this in a mature way. If you have the assets of being older and wiser and experienced, use those abilities in your advantage. If you have the advantage of youth and you are at the same time financially mature, both of them will be greatly rewarded. So enjoy life with moderation and your rewards will follow soon. So Gemini, for the matches or the fire group, this is all for this month. If this card reading don't fit you at all, please check out the other 3 card readings that are connected here. Anyway, thank you for watching my channel. Please check out also my traditional Lenormand card readings. Thank you for your time on my channel, and we see each other in my other videos. Thank you for watching. Bye-bye for now.